Hola everyone! Now today's video series will be on Medea, which is hopefully just in time for you to get some decent revision in before your exam. Now this video series will be broken up into several videos tracking different segments or episodes of the play, since the play isn't really broken up into acts and scenes. But this first one will just be on background context. So Euripides begins his story in Corinth, before the house of Jason, and through the nurse, who is lamenting about the events that have led to current circumstances, which is that Medea, our protagonist, has been cheated on by her husband Jason. Euripides gives us a bit of background. Now I just wanted to spend some time going through and elaborating on some of the background information, as it will give you some context for the events that transpire during the course of the play. So we'll start with Jason. Now Jason is originally from Iolcus, and he was challenged by the king of Iolcus, King Peleus, to attain the Golden Fleece, which was basically just a mythological object located in Colchis, the original home of Medea. Now the reason Peleus challenged Jason with this task is because Jason was actually the rightful heir to the throne, but Peleus refused to give him the throne unless he completed a test first, hence the test of retrieving the Golden Fleece. This test, however, was generally perceived to be impossible. So King Peleus was being a bit sneaky. Now why this was impossible you'll find out in a second. Now regardless of the seemingly impossible nature of these tasks, Jason takes a bunch of lads to Colchis on board his ship Argo. Now once there, he is put through several severe trials by the king of Colchis, who is King Aeetes, Medea's father. Now these trials include fire-breathing bulls, dragons, and even a serpent, hence the impossible nature of these tasks. It was due only to the assistance of Medea that Jason and his boys were able to successfully complete the trials and attain the Golden Fleece. Now hereafter, Jason was perceived to be a hero. Now, why Medea helped him? She fell in love with him, her heart transfixed by desire for Jason. Now, how exactly this happened, we're not given much explicit insight into this. However, a bit of deeper research into the mythology suggests that Medea was actually made to fall in love with Jason by either Aphrodite, the goddess of love, or Eros, the god of sexual attraction, and Aphrodite's son. And this was on the request of Hera, who is the queen of all gods, and specifically the goddess of marriage and birth. Now you'll notice that throughout the play, Medea prays to a number of gods and goddesses, chiefly Zeus, Themis, Artemis, and Hecate. Now a little background on Medea. Now again, she is originally from Colchis, and she is the daughter of King Aeetes of Colchis and the granddaughter of the sun god Helios. Now upon meeting Jason during his quest for the Golden Fleece, Medea falls in love with him and helps him, and she does this by concocting potions that grant him invulnerability while he is conducting Aeetes' trials, thus betraying her father because, this is cheating. Now Aeetes finds out, he hunts them down, so Medea commits fratricide, which is the killing of her brother Absyrtos. Absyrtos? Absyrtos. Absyrtos. Anyway, she throws pieces of his body into the sea so that Aeetes would become distracted by retrieving them, thus giving Medea and Jason the time they need to escape. Now in Iolcus, Jason of course brings the Golden Fleece, but King Peleus does not keep his word. He does not give the throne to Jason. Medea then tricks King Peleus' daughters into murdering him. Now as a result, she and Jason are exiled to Corinth, where they have since lived and raised their children. Now Jason, however, is unfaithful to Medea and marries the daughter of Creon, who is the king of Corinth. Now obviously there's a lot of debate here over whether or not Jason was justified in cheating on Medea, but that's why this background information is so important. Consider Jason's circumstances. He was a rightful heir to a throne. He should have been royalty. King Peleus did not keep his word and give Jason the throne, and when Medea orchestrated his death, they were forced to flee Iolcus, Jason's home. Now Medea, due to her betrayal of her family, which was in the service of Jason's triumph, was also exiled from Colchis, which later leads her to learn the misery of losing one's country. And so even through Medea, Jason has no hope of making any claims to royalty. Now in the play, he explains that the reason he marries Glaus, the daughter of King Creon of Corinth, is because he wants his sons to have that royal connection so that they can live more prosperously. So everything Jason does, even the betrayal of his marriage oath to Medea, and perhaps even permitting Medea's assistance in the first place, is in the service of his pursuit for royalty. Now in his mind, that single ambition justifies his actions because he's been trying to attain a royal status since before he even met Medea. So that's a very important detail to take note of, and look at that, you wouldn't have got that unless you watched this video or you just did some extra research into the deeper mythology. You're welcome. Anyway, this is what the nurse is lamenting about at the start of the play. This is where our story begins. Now, obviously, you can do a lot more research into the deeper, the wider mythology there, but hopefully that's enough to just get you started. Just remember that Euripides' narrative, the play, is only a fragment of that wider mythology. So yeah, feel free to research more. Thanks for watching. See you, bye.